So, as I am aware, Tax Mantra is a global tax and legal firm, and today we will be discussing various extended dates. What are the due dates extended till date? What is the interest and tax liability over there? What is the late fees over there over the under the various acts, that is under the GST Act as well as under the Income Tax Act. So I will just start sharing my screen so that you can all get it, and then we can proceed ahead. Yeah. So as you all can see, as you all can see, yeah. So today in this webinar, we will be discussing what are the interest and late fees waiver under the GST Act, followed up with the extension of the due dates for filing of the GST returns. Thereafter, what is the current composition rate under the GST? And following that, we will going through the Income Tax Act. What are the due dates which has been extended for filing of the income tax returns and the audit reports? What are the extensions granted by the income tax authorities for the TDS and TCS compliances, and some other general extensions under the Income Tax Act? So going further, first of all those registered taxpayers having turnover more than 5 crore in the previous financial year. So as per the earlier notification, it has been stated that from the due date, first 15 days, they don't have to pay any interest. And after that, till the relaxation is provided, 9% per annum interest shall be charged. However, in that notification, it has been mentioned that if the registered taxpayer do not file their returns within the due date specified, interest at the rate of 18% shall be charged from the original due date. However, with effect from the notification dated 24th of June, it has been clarified that for the month of February, March, and April, for the first 15 days, there will be nil interest. Thereafter, till 24th of June, interest at the rate of 9% per annum shall be charged. Thereafter, from 25th of June, interest at the rate of 18% shall be charged. The second important thing for those registered taxpayers having turnover more than 5 crore is all those registered taxpayers who are having turnover more than 5 crore and who have not filed their returns. So for them, if they are filing their nil returns, and if the returns are filed by 30th of September, there will be no late fees on filing the returns. That is, there will be no penalty. That is the penalty of 20 rupees is there. However, if the return is filed till 30th of September, for the month of February till July, if the returns are filed till 30th of September, there will be no late penalty. However, all those registered taxpayers having turnover more than 5 CR and the returns are not the nil returns, that is having any input credit or output credit or any taxable supply or exempted supply. So for all those registered taxpayers, the maximum cap has been imposed on the penalty of late filing of the GSTR 3B. That is, penalty of rupees 500 shall be levied. The second is for all those registered taxpayers having turnover up to 5 crores. which are falling in category A state. A states are mentioned here under. So for all those taxpayers having registration in category A states, and if they do not file their returns within the due date, in interest shall be levied. However, the interest has been restricted to 9% per annum if they file till 30th of September after the due date as per their respective states. So for the month of February, March and April, the due dates are 30th June, 3rd July and 6th of July. And for the month of May, June and July, the due dates are 12th of September, 23rd of September and 27th of September. So within these due dates, there will be no interest, there will be no late fees and interest. However, if they file after the due date, but on or before 30th of September, interest at the rate of 9% shall be charged. The second thing is here also uh, interest penalty on late filing of GSTR 3B for all those registered taxpayers falling under category A state has been kept at rupees 500 per return. The next is all those registered taxpayers having turnover up to 5 crores and registered under category B states. So for them, the due dates for the month of February, March and April is 30th of June, 5th of July and 9th of July. And for the month of May, June and July, the due dates are 15th of September, 25th of September and 29th of September. So all those registered taxpayers who file their returns within this due date, there will be no interest and penalty. However, if they filed after the due date, but on or before 30th of September, interest at the rate of 9% per annum shall be levied. The second thing is here also a maximum cap on penalty has been imposed, that is rupees 500 per return. Rupees 500 per month shall be charged if the returns are filed till 30th of September for the month of February to July 2020. The next is there is a waiver of late fees for the past returns as well as present returns. For present returns, that is for the month of February till July, I have covered in my past slides where I have stated that there will be no late fees if return filed till 30th of September, and if return filed till 30th of September, provided the returns which are filed, that is GSTR 3B, is having nil returns, or in case the returns are other than nil returns, a maximum late fees of rupees 500 per return has been kept. Same is the condition for all those registered taxpayers who have not filed their return from the very inception, that is from the July 2017, that is beginning of the GST era, till January 2020. All those registered taxpayers who have not filed their returns. So if they filed their returns by 30th of September 2020, and if there is the returns that are pending are nil returns, there will be no penalty. However, if the returns are having any figures or the returns are returns which are other than nil returns, rupees 500 per return shall be levied. Also, as per the notification for the tax period of August 2020, the due date has been extended for filing of GSTR 3B for category A and category B states to 1st of October and 3rd of October respectively. These are for the registered taxpayers having turnover up to 5 crores. So these are basically the extended due dates and and the waiver of interest and late fees under the GST regime. Also, moving forward, let us look at the current composition rates. So, as per the notification, manufacturers other than manufacturers of such goods as notified by the government, the rate shall be 1%. For all those suppliers making supplies referred under the Schedule 2, that is the restaurant services, the rate of tax shall be 5%. The third is all those suppliers who are not eligible under the composition levy. However, they have opted for subsection 2 of section 10 for the services, the rate of tax shall be 6%. So these are basically the extended due dates and the current rates under the GST regime. In our second part, I will be discussing about the Income Tax Act, that is what are the extended due dates as per the latest notification, that is 35 by 2020 dated 24th of June. What are the due dates extended and what are the waiver applied by the income tax department. So moving forward, under the income tax regime, that is what are the extended due dates. So for the assessment year 1920, that is financial year 1819, all those assessees who have not filed their returns or who want to revise their returns, so that can be done up till 31st of July 2020. That is filing of belated return under section 139(4) or revision of returns under section 139(5) for assessment year 1920 can be done up to 31st of July 2020. Earlier, the original due date is 31st of March 2020. However, due to this pandemic situation, the government has extended, and now via the notification dated 24th of June 2020, the revised due date is 31st of July 2020. The second is for filing of income tax returns for assessment year 2021. Yes, that is the last year, that is financial year 1920 that we have just crossed. That so under section 139(1), all those persons who have to file their returns, so for them, irrespective of the due dates, whether it is in July or September or November, the due dates as per the notification dated 24th of June 2020, notification number 35 by 2020, the dates for assessment year 2021 for filing the original return under the Income Tax Act has been extended till 30th of November 2020. So, whether a company or an individual or a partnership firm or an SSC on whose transfer pricing is applicable, or any other person who are required to get their accounts audited under the Income Tax Act or any other law for the time being imposed, irrespective of the due dates. Now the new dates which has been extended is till 30th of November 2020. The second, continuing the extension of the due dates, that is all those SSCs who are required to furnish the tax audit reports. So for furnishing of the tax audit report for assessment year 2021, the date has been extended till 31st of October 2020. And all those SSCs where intimation or scrutiny assessment for 1819 is pending or 1920 is pending. So here the intimation or the processing or the response to the notice can be made till 31st of March 2021. Earlier, the due dates are 30th of June 2020 as per the ordinance given by the CBDT. Moving forward in this, the second part to our direct tax, that is filing of TDS and TCS statements. What is the extended due date up till which the returns can be filed, and what is the current penalty and interest rate? So any SSE filing the returns of TDS or TCS under section 200. So for the form 24Q, 26Q, 27Q and 27EQ for financial year 1920, for the quarter ending 31st March 2020, that is for quarter 4, the due date has been extended till 31st of July 2020. Earlier, the due date with effect from an ordinance has been extended till 30th of June. The second is for all those SSCs who are filing their statements of TDS and TCS, that is Form 24Q or 26Q or 27Q or 27EQ for the year 2021, for quarter 1 and quarter 2, the dates has been extended till 31st of March 2021. The third is for the month of February and March ending 2020. For Form 24Q, 24QC and 24QD, the dates has been extended till 31st of July 2020. And last, for the Form 24 QB, QC and QD for the month of April to November 2020, the dates has been extended till 31st of March 2021. So what it states that for the period of quarter for the period ending quarter 4 or during the current quarter 1 or quarter 2, the dates has been extended as per the government considering the current situation. For quarter 4, the date has been extended till 31st of July 2020, and for quarter 1st and 2nd, the date has been extended till 31st March 2021. Moving forward, something very important which every company or every taxpayer needs to take care of, that is, there is a doubt, that is, when shall we have to issue our Form 16, or what is the last date for issuance of the TDS or TCS certificate or any other certificate under the prescribed law. So here it has been made clear via the notification dated 35 by 2020, dated 24th of June 2020, that for Form 16, 16A, 16B, 16C, 16D for the period of financial year 1920 or quarter ending 31st March 2020 or month ending February or March 2020, the date has been extended till 15th of August 2020. Yes, for Form 16A or Form 16, every company can issue it up to 15th of August 2020, and there will be no penal compliances. The second is, in case of issuance of TCS certificate for quarter 4 for the financial year ending 1920, it can the same can be issued till 15th of August 2020. Earlier, by the end of May or June, every company or every registered taxpayer needs to issue the same. However, with effect from this notification, the date has been extended till 15th of August 2020. Moving forward to our last part, what are some of the extended due dates other than the income tax and the TDS and TCS filings? So the very first thing, that is the linking of Aadhaar and PAN, it has been extended till 31st of March 2021. The second is, in case of making any investment in the tax savings scheme or making investments or completion of construction or claiming exemptions under the capital gain arising in financial year 1920. So for that also it has been for making investments for claiming deduction under the capital gain, it has been extended till 30th of September. And for making various tax saving investment under chapter 6A, that is from section 80C to 80GGC, claiming the deductions under these sections, the SAC can invest for the financial year 1920 up to 31st of July 2020 and can claim these investments in the return of financial year 1920 only. One very important relaxation is the SFT compliance, that is Statement of Financial Transaction for the financial year 1920. It has been extended till 31st of July 2021. So that's all. If you have any query, you can ping here on the chat box. At the same time, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. If you have any query, you can ping there also. Yeah. So moving ahead, uh, Tax Mantra is the global tax and legal firm having offices at Singapore, India, and US. Below are the list of our global delivery centers. We are having offices at various places. In case you are having any query or you want to get in touch with us, you can mail us at info@taxmantra.com. So thank you everyone. Thanks all for joining the webinar. We will be presenting again soon with some different topics which are very interesting, and that's all. So thank you everyone. If you have any query, you can ping us at our mail ID. We will be happy to help you.